Hi, Sherford Reed here from the Kingdom Warrior Academy of Martial Arts, doing a quick reference video for students on the 3 basic groups of kicks. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through each group of kicks, demonstrate them for you, explain which ones are in which group, and give them their names. There are a lot of additional kicking information that we teach, kicking strategies, kicking routines for practice, and different ways to practice the kicks. But today what we're just going to do is go through the actual 3 groups so students can reference them when they're learning. Okay? Alright, so what I do is I've named the kicks differently than is industry standard. I've named them based off of hip orientation and also based off of the mechanics of the kick. Okay? So I'm going to give both names, industry standard and mechanical and orientation names that we use here in class. Okay? So in group 1, kicks has the front kicks, so front snap and front whip. Okay? So definitions first. A whip kick is a kick that moves along a circular path. Okay? Force travels perpendicular to the radius of the circle. Okay? So examples of that would be the roundhouse kick and the front rising kick, where you hit with the top of the foot, force is coming up. Radius of the circle starts from the knee to the foot here. As the force comes up, it's perpendicular to the leg, so that's a whip kick. Snap kicks are kicks that are where the force is delivered in a straight line from the origin to the striking surface of the leg. So basically the force is moving in the same line as the leg, parallel to the leg. Whereas whip kicks, perpendicular to the leg, generally there's a swinging motion from the knee. Okay, so front whip kick, straight onto the camera, is here. Okay, that's with the front leg, with the back leg. Alright, from side, okay, the back leg. Okay, striking surface is just distal to the ankle on the proximal edge of the dorsal side of the foot. So that's the top of the foot right there next to the ankle. Force is moving up. Okay, so a front snap kick, okay, it looks very similar. Force is moving straight out from the body. Striking surface, the ball of the foot. Okay, so when I kick, here, okay, the force comes straight out from the body. Striking surface, the ball of the foot. Okay, very important is that on both of those that the foot is straight, but on the snap kick, the toes pull back, because you're actually striking with the bottom part of the foot. Okay, that's the front snap kick and the front whip kick. Side snap and the side whip, same mechanics, but the orientation of the hip is different. So as I'm facing my opponent, when I do a front side, or excuse me, a front snap, I just come forward. Hip orientation is forward, that's why it's a front kick. When I do the snap or the side kick, I'm going to pivot on my base foot. Minimum of 90 degrees. So my base foot pivots, I drive out straight, striking with the heel. Forces straight line. That makes it a snap kick. Side snap kick, also known as the side kick, industry standard name. Okay? So, and then this way, and the side kick or the side snap kick. Okay? The side whip kick, industry standard name is known as the roundhouse. Okay? So, same pivot. As I come around, I'm going to point my knee at my target, swing in with my leg, striking with the same striking surface as the front whip kick. This is the side whip kick, also known as the roundhouse. Okay. Okay. And then this way so you can see it from the front of there. Okay. That's group 1. Okay. Group 2. Okay. We call these in class, we call these the weird kicks because they're a little bit odd. Something's just a little bit different. Okay. First you have the inside crescent and the outside crescent. Okay. Crescent means because it's swiveling through a half circle type arc. Alright? It's not moving in a straight line or like the roundhouses or the whip kicks. Okay, so it's not really a true whip kick. It's not really a true snap kick. It's not really a true hook kick. It doesn't really have its own classification, crescent kicks or crescent kicks. Okay, so what we're going to do, inside crescent kick, named because it strikes with the inside of the foot. Outside crescent kick, named because it strikes with the outside of the foot. When I do an inside crescent kick, I'm going to bring my leg up. As I bring it up, I'm going to extend and then fold it right after I make contact. Okay? So I'm going to use my hand as a target and then pull it back down. That's how you would throw it in combat. For training time purposes, tell people get the real flow. A lot of times we'll make them do it with a straight leg. Some systems actually teach it with a straight knee, which would look more like this. Okay? It's not a true front kick because the hips pivot around through the kick. You're moving from a side orientation kind of to a side orientation. But it's not true side orientations either. That's why it's a little bit weird. They don't fit in any group but their own. Okay, so they're a little bit weird. So that was an inside crescent kick. This way. Okay. Anyway, I like to throw them in actual combat. So right before it makes contact, it snaps out straight, whips past, folds back in. We'll sometimes call that a folded crescent to distinguish it from the straight leg version. Outside crescent kick, same concept. The hip has to swivel through the kick. So as my leg comes through, it swivels, comes up kind of at a 45-degree off to the side, passes in front, comes back down. Okay? So that's an outside crescent kick. I like to do the folded variety. Some people like to do the straight knee. Okay? For this angle. Alright? Folded variety is a little quicker, a little snappier, a little bit more invisible, carries less momentum with it. It's a trade-off. There's always a trade-off. Okay? Now, the next ones are called oblique. Okay? Because the angle is, there's a rotation of the hip involved. So I'm not coming straight up, I'm rotating out a little bit. The first one's called the stomp kick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up, I'm rotated out, and drive straight down and in. So I'm stomping through an object with my toes turned out. A lot of systems have this kick, they have different names for it. We call it just a stomp kick. Sometimes refer to it as a bagua stomp kick. Give me a little hat tip to the bagua involvement in our system. Okay? So here, and then there. So you notice that the angle of the shin, knee pointing out, toes pointing out, that means the hip is externally rotated. Okay, so it's obliquely angled. Okay, force is straight, so it's a snap kick. This is mechanics. So that would mean it's an oblique snap kick. Okay, not up, plain and simple forward because the hips kind of slanted a little bit as you come in for that front. Okay, same oblique action, except this time we're going to point the ankle and extend out from the knee, making it a whip kick. We're going to call this the oblique whip kick. Okay? Also known as a slap kick. Slap kick. Okay? So, from the front here. Alright? That is group 2. Okay? Group 3, primarily hook kicks. A hook kick is kind of like whip kicks in that they move on a circular trajectory, but they move the opposite rotation, okay, of a whip kick. Whip kick is extending out straight from the knee. Hook kicks start off straight and then hook in at the knee. Okay, so you have the hook kick, also known as a side hook kick. So you're going to come around and then whip around and hook that way. Horizontal plane, sideways hip orientation. Sideways hip orientation. Same pivot of the foot as your side whip and side snap. Hook. Okay? This way. Okay? So that means your foot is actually extending out straight as though you missed them. And then you hook back into them. Okay? Next, you have the front hook. Okay? We also call this the scoop kick. So it's like I'm going to throw a front whip kick, only I'm going to stop it just below the level of the groin, hook my ankle back, and then hook back from the knee. Thus, raking the groin as you come by with the tips of the toes. Not a power kick, it is a precision kick. Done properly, cups are not always a help. Sometimes they are a hindrance. Okay, so the key thing is that when you come forward here, you want your thigh to remain level. You do not want it to peak as you come up. So, and here. Done slowly so you can see the difference. And as you pull it back, it just rakes the groin area. Okay? The front hook. Next kick is called the rear hook, also called a scorpion kick. Okay? Cynthia Rothrock made this kick famous. Very extreme version where she brings her leg up all the way over her shoulder and kicks somebody in front of her. Nobody here that flexible. So, but the idea is somebody comes up behind you, the groin is available, you're going to kick your heel up, like a hook kick, only on a vertical plane, coming up from behind you, and you're just going to catch the groin. Be as close or as far away as you need it to be. Okay? So, here. Alright, just quick, up and down. That's the rear hook. And then the last kick in this group, not a hook kick, it's called a rear or a reverse snap kick, also known as the back kick. Okay, what you're going to do is identify your target, bring your leg up, and then push straight backwards with the heel, striking in a snapping motion. So, notice that the toes are pointed slightly down or all the way down. Okay? Depending on whether or not you open the hips up to look or just look from the neck. Okay? If you go toes horizontal, then it's not a back kick anymore. Because in order to get the toes horizontal, you have to turn fully sideways to them. What makes it a reverse kick is that it's coming behind you. So, a good way when you're watching for kick accuracy is to see, if you're watching yourself in a mirror, see where are your toes. Are they level? Or are they down? A back kick, down. Side kick, level. If they're pointed up, you have a sloppy kick. It's either a sloppy side kick or it's a sloppy front kick. Okay? So, that's the rear snap kick or reverse snap kick, also known as the back kick. Okay. And with these are the 12 basic kicks that we teach in our system of Xingyi. From the foundation of these 12 kicks, you can adapt them, add jumps, spins, turns, flying motions, combinations. You can modify the trajectory to make modifications and variations of the kicks. Like the axe kick is a variation of one of the crescent kicks. Corkscrew is a variation of one of the scorpions, so forth and so on. Alright? And thank you very much. Goodbye.